Right, people may know me from other platforms, and may know me because of this, may know me because I have an old Mini, but probably mainly because of Autograss content. And I've wanted to make the move onto YouTube for a while, and don't really know how to film YouTube content, so bear with me. It probably won't have like audio with it or something fancy or tunage and things like that, because I don't know how to work all that out yet. But you join me in updating the car up to current regs. So they've changed the rules on cages recently, and mainly I think because they've had a lot of high-speed accidents and the cages are flexed in ways they never have before. So they obviously want to ensure everyone's safety and make everything move forward in the right way. And so it means you have to have an extra bar in here. You have to have ladder bars going down. You have to have 2 to 3, depending on your width of cage from front to back. I obviously have to have 2 because they have to be adequately spaced. So I'm going to have one rat down here, and that's going to be really annoying because the hydro handbrake is there. Going to have some diagonals in here, I think going that way or that way, I'll have to check. And I'm going to have one going from top door bar here all the way across to top door bar here, and obviously repeat the process over on this side, which again is very annoying because the exhaust is there. I'll take you through a bit of the car. Unplug this. A bit of info on the car. This is an Autograss Class 6, and the class is unlimited power, front wheel drive, not allowed to use motorbike engines, and space frame tub. You don't have to use a space frame tub, but obviously for weight, space frame tub. This usually has this on it, so it's a bolt off shell. That is a Skoda Felicia or a VW Caddy pickup, and sits over here, bolts on in several different points along the sill, along the inner wing, up here, little tabs on here. Obviously single seater, 2-speed elite gear kit in a Vauxhall F20 box. So I start off in race gear, so it's just one gear depending on the size of the track. Pick first or pick second, hit the limiter, drop the clutch, you're away. The engine I have is a 2.4 litre Honda K24 with obviously custom inlet manifold and a supercharger from a Range Rover V8, the 4.2, which is called an Eaton M112 or M12. Not running a mad amount of boost, but enough to get me there. Running through Focus RS charge cooler, and charge cooler is then running through a little AliExpress rad and a proper rad gifted to me. Header tank with wetter water in it, which makes a massive difference because I was struggling for coolant before, or cooling before. Charge cooler wasn't quite keeping up with the temperatures, probably because it's not quite made for this. But put wetter water in there, and that made a huge difference. But if you want to come along over winter, I will be rebuilding the engine. At the moment, it's standard, apart from ARP head stud conversion rather than bolts, because when we were going through teething problems with this, we were blowing head gaskets like it was nobody's business. So we ended up having to have the head off so many times, and every time you had to buy new bolts. So it was actually cheaper to go through ARP head studs than to buy bolts every time we needed head gasket off. So yes, I've melted several pistons in this engine, and because of that, the number 3 and number 4 have been honed several times and have some scars on the bore, and are letting by quite a bit of oil and compression, and so number 3 and 4 tend to wet the plugs, so I have to run hotter plugs in 3 and 4 to be able to compensate for that, so that it doesn't foul the plugs, which I'm not going to lie is a bit of a pain in the arse. So this winter, hopefully going to go oversized pistons, not forged or anything like that, because can't afford that, can't afford new rods either, so we're going for standard rods and different pistons, oversized pistons, so it will make this go up a little bit in literage, not very much, but yeah, K24.5 probably, something like that. So hopefully that will give us a little bit more reliability, because we're then making proper compression and less smoke, because if anyone's seen this race, it does smoke a fair bit. Also, we're a bit antiquated on the supercharger and boost management down here. I run a bypass, and I balance my boost off through that, and I don't have an idle control valve. So Mr. Page at Page Motorsport struggled to get this to idle quite right, because the supercharger is so far from the inlet manifold and there's no idle control valve, so it's really rich on idle, so it's sort of bore washing it, but not enough to worry about, but it would be lovely to be able to sort that out. So you'll probably see me trying to work that out as well, because he's got a plan to help me plumb in a factory idle control valve rather than a really expensive one, because I am very tight. And yeah, so without further ado, we'll get on to bars. We'll have a bar in here and all that jazz. So yeah, join me in doing all that jazz. Not sure which is the best way for you guys to see which one I'm doing. Pretty sure I'm going to have to take this hydro handbrake out of the way, because the rule states that the bars have to be adequately spaced along this gap, and there's obviously a big window of what adequately spaced means. I've lost the tape measure, so that's fun. Oh, there it is. So adequately spaced can be interpreted quite a few different ways, but this bar I did about 300 from this post, so I'm going to do the same. I'm going to do it 300 from this post. I think 300 and 300 will leave a little bit bigger gap in the middle, but it'll be adequately spaced from each B pillar and A pillar, and I might be able to get away with putting the bar right there, rather than going into here and have to move my handbrake, because I'd rather not have to learn where to grab the handbrake every time now. Right. Luckily, brother-in-law cut me some tube, so I gave him a rough measurement, and he managed to cut me a load, which is a godsend. I'm going to move you round. Lovely. Right, so these bars, obviously I oversized them here, but you get the gist. I shall cut them a little bit shorter, obviously, to get them in. Does anyone pick up a gunny and not squeeze the trigger? If you pick up the gun and don't squeeze the trigger, have you ever worked on a car? Oh no! Who built this? Can't get to the nuts. Have to go in peasant style with a spanner. Now, also I'm going to redo the exhaust shielding on the car, because previously exhaust shielding was a bit big and cumbersome, done by a good friend Paul, and I've tried to redo it before, and I lost a hell of a lot of motivation and a hell of a lot of patience to do it. So I'm going to try and redo that to make it a little bit better, just a little bit neater. Right, that's hydro out of the way. Hydro out of the way. We're going for a bar just here, I reckon. Like that bar just there. Hoo, hoo, hoo. She's gonna be tight. Right. Grinder. Whoop. Sorry about the constant fan noise in the background, by the way, but it's my heating. I've got a DIY oil boiler rigged up in the corner to run on diesel. And it's trying to keep me warm. Because it's a bit nippy in here. Right, for some reason I started grinding the top of this bar as well because I thought it was doing the same as it over there. But obviously I'm not, because it's not an extra bar going up there, it's just a bar going down. So, ignore that. Nothing a bit of hammerite can't sort. Right, I don't have a fancy notcher either. So I'm just going to notch it with a grinder, which is what I did here and what I did with the whole car. Notch. Notch. Beautiful that is. Right, that's that there. Just lay it back a little bit like that. And then we need to cut this so that we've got a little bit round for a notch as well, which is quite annoying using one grinder. Because you have to swap the disc all the time, and I can't find the other one, so I'm going to have to stay with one. Like I say, quite annoying. But we move. Right. I don't know if I'm going to fast forward any of this. No idea. Haven't on YouTube before, so well, not well anyway. No, I don't know if I've done it in the right place yet, so we'll see. Definitely not done it in the right place. I don't know. You want it to be a snug fit, obviously. I mean, I don't want to blow my own trumpet too much, but I think that's pretty fucking good. Because it's upright. Well, it can't go anywhere in there. And notch is good. Notch is good. Bloody marvellous. Another one in here. It's only be a 5-minute YouTube video, won't it? No, joking. It's a long format content as well, and long format content to me has always baffled me. I've got an attention span of a gnat. So because I've got an attention span of a gnat, I don't think that anyone else has got an attention span worth doing. So don't know how people sit and watch people, but I've heard that people do, and people ask me to sit and watch me, so I'm going to let them. Glad I just told you that. That's good. Right. Notchy notchy. Ooh, lovely. Notch. Another notch, but obviously need to cut it. Go the cut around there. Just so you don't get bored. So, one bar here, obviously hydro handbrake sits here. One bar there, currently notching. That one sit there. So we'll have 1, 2, and then there. But I've just marked that, and I've probably rubbed it off. No, there is the mark. Trust me to use a silver pen to mark silver bars. I'm going to walk into you, and then my phone's going to go flying, but we'll see. What happens, right, what did I say was going to happen? Try that. Right. Let's actually get on with cutting something. Bosh. Can't believe people are still actually going to be here. So if you've made it this far into the video, fair play. I appreciate you. Stop it. Oh. Oh. It's finding that point where it beautiful. Lovely jubbly. Bar. Ladder bars. This is to hopefully help people from dooring you. Stops the bars collapsing, obviously. I don't know if that's obvious. Earth on. Wound up. I should really cover those braided brake lines, to be honest. There's metal in there. There you go. Round strap. Okay. Belts out of the way-ish. Welding hat. Let's just check measurement actually. Damn, it's like I've measured it before. Let's go. That tip is right. Let's try that again, shall we? these three were hammerite, and that bottom one was powder coat. Horrible stuff to weld anywhere near. Right, let's move you so you can see. Whoop. Okay, you're stuck on the door now. Powder coat's on fire. Right. One done. I mean, it's not too shabby. That's welded, that's welded, that's welded. Around here. Fully welded around the bottom. Fully rounded round there. Pretty happy with that. So, that is this side done, or this door done. That's very hot. Have to let that cap cool down before I plan to put any hammerite on it, because I am not a fan of paying a ridiculous amount of money for powder coat that chips off and you end up doing the same thing as you do hammerite. I painted this with hammerite 3 years ago, and that has had God knows how much abuse at racing. Still looks perfectly fine. The only bits that have chipped off is where I've been putting spare wheels and things like that in the back. Other than that, the bits that don't get touched and the boat don't even get covered in mud but don't get touched have done fantastically well. So all those people that can't afford to get a full chassis powder coated, you don't have to have a full chassis powder coated. You can go for just standard, you know, hammerite. Don't have to throw the boat out every time. I'm going to just quickly look on my phone and see what bars I need to do, if I need to do ones in the top, because it makes sense for me to do the bars across here, whether they're going that way or that way, before I move around the car, because then I'll do this one, do you know what I mean, work way around. You know what I mean. Right, let's put you back in the holder. Now then, I've got a mic on now, so hopefully it'll the audio will be a bit better, because I noticed that the other audio was a bit crap, so I apologise for that ahead of time. But now is the bar along here, so I think I'll start with the smaller one, just because it's easier, isn't it, to start with the smaller one. But the smaller one is going to go in here, going to the top of the bar, top of the door bar, over to here. I've just got to make sure that it's level, obviously. Well, I say level, actually, that's going to be difficult to work out, because the car's probably not level. So that's interesting. So maybe if I stuck an angle gauge on here, we've got, where's this level? Or rear beam. Check rear beam. Ah, rear beam's pretty fucking level. More by luck than judgment. No, that's more. That's funny. Rear beam's level. This bar is 3 degrees off, which, to be fair, actually makes sense because the car is sat down on that side. So I would expect that to be like that. I might stick a. Oh dear. I haven't got a bar long enough. Let's stick a bar across here. Okay. That is door bar to door bar. And if we go on to the old degree finder again and go door bar to door bar. Whoop, ba, ba. Door bar to door bar. 2 degrees. So we want this bar to be 2 degrees from there to there, and then the next one 2 degrees. But to be fair, it's the only reason why it's a bit difficult is because this goes to here. It can't be a continuous bar because I'm going to have to notch it onto here. So I'm going to have to cut it, and I don't want it to go down in the middle and then back up. So bar from there to there, 2 degrees, should be lully. Oh, fuck. Right. If you hadn't guessed, I'm not actually one for measuring. So I'm more of a offer it up, let's see how it fits kind of thing. So let's cut the bottom of this at an angle first. Anyone see my goggles? Goggles, anyone? There they are. Also, I do realise that I say anyone as if someone's here, but it's mainly because I'm used to being on TikTok Live and people are actually watching and usually spot all of the shit that I can't see. Whoa! I'm pretty dangerous with a grinder, evidently. This bar's going to sit around here. Got to notch this out, obviously. And notch this out. So I'm going to knock it out here. Safety third. Well, I'd say that's pretty fucking close, actually. Let's see how we are angle-wise. Funnily enough, my phone can't recognise my face. Right, it's got to go up this end a little bit. That's pretty fucking good, I think. Whoops, didn't clean the right bit. It's pretty fucking schmidt, I think. Now then, I shall tack that, I think. We've got to tack one or the other, I know. Right, bear with me. Got to move the welder. Check it again. 2 degrees. Beautiful stuff. Again, don't want to blow me on trumpet too much, but that I'm pretty happy with. That bar's in there. Put another one from there to there. Should be lovely. Although looking at it does look like it's a bit high. Are you going to notice it? Probably. Do I care? I'm not going to lie, I do care a little bit. But those are some damn pretty welds, and it's structural, and do I really want to cut it out just for the sake of some pretty welds? Probably not. So we're going to send it the rest of the way, and if I really don't like it, then I'll cut it out later. But yeah, just looks like it's going a little bit downhill, but it's okay. That one to that one. Job did. Right. I shall move the belts out the way. Come out. Sorry for just listening to me straining and heavy breathing. Some people like that sort of thing. Okay. Where's the other bar? Now hopefully this is long enough to go from there to there. Ooh. Yeah, it is going to look quite bad with that bar above it, because that bar above it goes down slightly. But you know what, I really don't. They're safety bars. I mean, it'd be nice if it looked pretty, but I'm not that good. So that's okay. Put my notcher back in. Right. Centre of that, centre of this. Right. This bar is in. Move you out of the way a little bit so I can get in there and weld her up. Right, that bar's in. Obviously it looks terrible because this one's bent. But yeah, happy with the welds around there. Look nice. Happy with the weld around there. That's alright. A little bit hot in the middle, but hot's better than cold. That bar is in. So, that bar's in, that bar's in. Roof bar's in, door bar in, FB bar in. Just obviously got to sort the next ones, and the next ones are door bar, roof bar. So 1 set, 2 set, 3 set. Yeah, quite a few more bars to go. But I think I'm going to call it there for the first YouTube video, because I've no idea how many people are going to watch it. I don't know whether any of you want to watch this sort of content. So I don't know. I feel like it's a bit samey. I feel like the bar cutting bit and the welding bits in is a bit samey. Please leave in the comments and tell me whether I'm right or wrong. If you want to see this sort of thing, then I'll keep doing it. And give me tips for the videos if you like this. If you don't, if you think it's stupid, what you want to see that you think you might want to see normally in this. If you want to know anything more about the car, if you want to know about the history of the car, yeah, and if you're interested in seeing the engine rebuild stuff, then I shall stick it on here. But yeah, I'll leave that for you guys to decide. You can tell me how much you want to know and all that jazz. So yeah, a fucking mint.